Hey traders, this is Cousin Vinny coming to you Easter Sunday, April the 24th, with a quick rundown of the week ahead. You see futures are up 1332.25, and we'll just start off right with the S&P. Currently there's two ways to look at this, with a top, and a top. This being a triple top if you were a bear and you're looking for this to move lower, okay? Or if you're in the bullish camp, you could see a cup and handle with a continuation moving higher, or an inverted head and shoulders, with this being the left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Being the EMAs are all pointed higher, my thoughts are this is a bullish pattern and we're going to continue higher. Okay. In a cup and handle, obviously you have sellers in this area and buyers that pick up the stock in this direction. If you look at EEM, the emerging markets, you can see that we're making a double top here and pushing higher. Okay, I'm watching this to continue higher with stochastics at the 50 point, moving and turning back in the other direction. I'm also looking at IWM for the risk on trade for people chasing small caps. Okay, we're looking pretty good. We're moving higher. EMAs are pointing higher. Stochastics are oversold. I'm looking for this to move northerly as well. So same thing with the Russell 2000. Same pattern basically. If you're trading stocks, you also want to pay attention to DBV, the PowerShares DB Harvest Fund. This is currencies, and this basically is a reflection of the carry trade. This continues higher. This is good for equities. Okay. US dollar is looking pretty scary here with the continued move lower for the US dollar. There's really not much down here to speak of, except for this low back in 09. Okay, so we do conceivably have a area of support going way back, but currently things are looking a little dire for the dollar. You also have these lows back in 08 that we could come down to, and then I would expect the Fed to step in and start some currency intervention. Right now it's good for equities. We'll see how much longer that's the case. And with copper being an indicator of future growth, as we use it in everything that we build, as long as we continue to move higher, that's a good thing for equities as well. We have a cup and handle here, and I would expect to see copper continue higher. And of course those were daily charts. So if you look at the emerging markets on a weekly, you can see we're holding the 10 EMA, and as I continue to repeat, this is what funds look at for adding to positions. You come down, hold the 10, come down, they add, comes back down, they add, and so forth. You can see where this could conceivably get back up to 2007 highs. Okay. Some of the positions we're in, CCK, I'm just looking for this to bounce next week, and I'm watching the oversold conditions on the 30 and the 60. So feeling okay on CCK. Small position for now. We also have GS, and you heard Johnny talking about GS and the news. Politicians are always trying to hit GS, so there is some risk on the news side. I would like to see this get up a little higher so I can take some profits and wait for some of this to blow over. Okay. Resistance point and figure is up at 165.49, but that was before this move down. So I'm looking for this to move back up to the upper trend line in this channel. And Marvell is a small position that I took on Friday. I only have I believe five May 15th at this point, slightly in the money. I'm watching for the ATR to move higher. Stochastics looks good. It's moving higher. We bought on the oversold conditions here on the 30. Okay. On Friday, I was looking for this to move higher, so I'd like to see this turn up and keep us in the trade. Marvell. Also, the thing I was also mentioning in one of the charts that I published was this trend line that goes back to November of 2009. Again, another pivot point in August 2010 and 2011, just last week, where we got support here. So I'm looking for this to move back up. I'd love to get this move that we got once before, which was from the 1350 range right in here, and this moved all the way up to the 21. Okay, we took this at 1350 and the calls went $5 in the money, which was really good. So that is Marvell. Nvidia still in this at common and holding at 200, moving above this upper trend line, depending on where this happens to be a point of a breakout. Stochastics looks pretty good. PBR is also looking good. Stochastics oversold, moving higher. We got in on this on Friday and got completely out of it, and then towards the end of the day we got this little bit of a move down, and I added back in again for a swing into Monday. So I'm looking for a move higher on PBR. I also took the cues on strength in Apple, and a report I saw from Credit Suisse talking about Apple at, I believe, a $500 target. So with Apple, so goes Google, so goes many of the other big components of the NASDAQ. So I took some cues and only had, a few calls in earnings, and I took some off on Friday, or on Thursday. I keep saying Friday, but translate that to mean Thursday. Looking for this to continue higher. NASDAQ on a weekly basis looks really strong. Okay, you can see where we're broken out and continue higher from the 2000 highs. Okay, so we're moving back up on with tech stocks. So I'm just holding these cues and looking for a nice move higher. Again, this is Cousin Vinny with a quick review of what I'm looking at with regard to the indexes in general. I'm looking at a bullish week, and I'm also watching the positions that we have already for a continued move higher. Okay, take care, remember to take profits, and we'll be watching our positions in the room. And if you're not a member, you can always join us at Day Trading Radio and pick up a 2-week trial. It doesn't obligate you to anything, but you can meet some of the traders in the room and learn how to make some money. Johnny's really good at what he does, and we have people that do the ES and options and stocks and scalpers. So come and see us at daytradingradio.com.